Alright, the last part of today's notes is about addition, subtraction, and multiplication of polynomials. Addition and subtraction are pretty straightforward. You're just going to combine like terms. And when you're subtracting, you need to be sure to distribute the negative sign. So these are pretty straightforward problems. You're just looking for like terms. The first one is addition, so the parentheses don't really mean much. I've got 7y squared, and then I'm looking for another term that has y squared. So here's another one, minus 4y squared gives me 3y squared. Then I have plus 12xy plus 6xy gives me 18xy's. And then lastly I have minus 5x squared minus 3x squared is negative 8x squared. And that's it. That's my final answer. There's nothing else to combine there. For the second one, I need to distribute my negative first. So I'll just repeat my first parenthesis. And then distributing my negative gives me plus 3m squared minus 5mp minus p squared. Now I can look for my like terms like I did on the last one. So I've got 5m squared plus 3m squared is 8m squared. Negative 2mp minus 5mp is minus 7mp. And then minus 6p squared minus p squared is minus 7p squared. That's it. So adding and subtracting should be pretty straightforward. You've done that a lot. Alright, with multiplication, we've got a few types to talk about. The first type is just straightforward distribution. We're going to distribute, in this first example, negative y to everything. So this is going to become negative 4y to the third, use your exponent rules, minus 2y squared plus 3y. They can become a little bit more complicated than that. Second example, start with the numbers. Negative 9 times negative 3 is 27. We've got r to the fourth plus one more y is r to the fifth. Y squared times y to the seventh. You're adding your exponents. So 2 plus 7 gives me y to the ninth. Okay, for the next term, negative 9 times 2 is negative 18. R to the fourth times r to the third would be r to the seventh. Add the exponents. And y squared times y to the fourth is y to the sixth. And then last we've got plus 72. R to the 14th y squared. So again, just think of those exponent rules that we reviewed on the first page of the notes. When you multiply, you add the exponents. Okay, foiling. Hopefully you remember that FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. We've already done this quite a bit this year. So if we go ahead and try the first example, we're going to multiply the first two terms together. 7 times 2 is 14. A times a is a squared. On the outside I get minus 7ay. Inside I get plus 9 times 2 is 18ay. And then last I get minus 9y squared. And then just like up above, I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have 14a squared plus 11ay minus 9y squared for my final answer. The second question is a reminder for you that when you see something written in parentheses squared, you need to write that 2 times and then use FOIL. So when we do first, x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. Outside is plus 5x squared y. Inside is also plus 5x squared y. And last is plus 25y squared. So again, combine my like terms there in the middle, and I end up with x to the fourth plus 10x squared y plus 25y squared. Please don't try to FOIL that in your head. Make sure that you write it out twice and get the right answer. Alright, the last category is something that I call double distributing. All this means is when you have two terms times 3, you're going to distribute the first term times all 3, and then you're going to distribute the second term times all three. So if I start with the a times a squared would be a to the third, plus a times 3a is 3a squared. Next, a times negative 4 is minus 4a. So that's my first round of distributing. The second comes from distributing the 2. So plus 2 times a squared is 2a squared. 2 times 3a is plus 6a, and then minus 8. And then just like we've been doing, I want to combine like terms. So I only have one a to the third term, but I have 3a squared plus 2a squareds, which is 5a squareds, minus 4a plus 6a is plus 2a, and then minus 8. Something else to keep in mind here is that the signs are coming from in front of the term, not behind it. Alright, and then this last one is when you're multiplying three parentheses together. The idea here is that you want to pick two of them to FOIL with first. I'm going to pick the second two. It really doesn't matter, I just prefer to write it this way. So I'm going to FOIL with those first two. When I do that, I get 2 times 3, 6x squared, plus 14x, minus 15x, minus 35. That x plus 3 is just waiting for me, hanging out in the front. I'm going to combine like terms in that parentheses, so I have 6x squared minus x minus 35. And now this should look like the previous problem. So now I'm going to do my double distributing. First I'm going to distribute x to all three terms, which gives me 6x to the third minus x squared minus 35x. And then I'm going to distribute the 3 to all the terms. So I get plus 18x squared minus 3x minus 3 times 35 is 105. And then combine my like terms, I've got 6x to the third minus x squared plus 18x squared is plus 17x squared. Minus 35x minus 3x is minus 38x. And then minus 105. Alright, so hopefully you found that most of this was review from Algebra 1. Your homework tonight is Worksheet 1. It's a bunch of problems involving these exponent rules and distributing and FOIL. Good luck!